Marina Abramovic calls herself the warrior of performance art. She uses her body as her paintbrush to learn about herself and humanity, testing what she can put herself through and how we will respond. The woman who puts her body on the line now sees her body of work on display at London's Royal Academy.
This is another little piece from 1962 or 5, very old.
The first time its main galleries have been given over to a solo female artist.
I can't even believe. You know what we are witnessing here is the main gallery of the biggest show of my life and the 55 years of my career. Kind of big deal.
Because at the beginning of your career, you know, people were saying performance art isn't art. Now here you are. I guess you've made it. It's the mainstream.
You know, there is a wonderful statement that I always like of Gandhi. The first, they ignore me. The second, they laugh at me. The third, they fight me. And then I win.
The public has literally done all of that to Abramovic. In 1974, she stood for 6 hours in front of a table with 72 objects. At first, the audience just gave her a rose. By the end, someone had put the gun to her neck.
I was 23 years old.
Yeah.
And I was so angry. I was so angry on how the people react to performance art. And I want to see if I actually put objects on the table and I'm completely motionless and I ask public to do anything they want with me and I take full responsibility where this can go. And I knew end of this performance, which took 6 hours, they can kill you. 25 years later, I made completely different work called Artist is Present, where I actually give complete restriction to the body. They can sit with me, they can look at me, but they are not allowed to touch me, not allowed to cross that kind of the space between us.
The fact that you went from objects to nothing is also learning about humanity and people.
Yeah, absolutely. We all share the same body. We all share the same fear. The fear of dying, fear of the pain, and fear of temporality.
That performance at MoMA in New York in 2010 saw thousands queue to sit opposite her, proving that performance could draw bigger crowds than more traditional art.
People sleep outside of the museum, they're waiting in the line for hours and hours to sit with me because we need human contact. How many people live in loneliness? How many people are actually detached from society? And how much pain is up there?
Abramovic was born in Belgrade in the former Yugoslavia. One early piece of work saw her lie inside a burning communist star.
Your relationship with communism in your childhood quite interesting because on the one hand there is stuff like Rhythm 5 where you trace the star, but on the other hand you've also spoken about how you felt sad when Tito died in 1980.
You know, it's a love and hate relationship.
Yeah.
It's a really, because it was very strong upbringing, from mother and father who was strictly atheist and communist. My grandmother was highly spiritual and hate communism, and I was between these two. Then I remember my father bring me to Tito talks, and I remember this strange kind of energy, electricity goes through my body just listening to him in the front of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. So I start understanding what means talking to or performing in the front of the larger public, how the energy can be transmitted, how you can use this energy and give it back. So all of these early experiences was all that I can use later on.
She responded to the Balkan War with a performance that saw her attempt to wash the blood from the bones of cows. And she designed a Holocaust memorial at Babin Yar in Ukraine. It opened just months before the invasion by Russia. It still stands today.
I remember so well the speeches of all the 3 presidents, Israel, Germany, and Zelensky from Ukraine, saying how these atrocities should never happen anymore. And just 4 months later, the first thing happened is they bombed the TV tower only 100 meters from the wall, which is amazing that the wall is untouched.
When people talk about President Putin now and what he's doing in Ukraine, they say that he wants to recreate the Soviet Union. How does that make you feel, given that you know what that era was like?
You have to have, as an artist, the larger vision, not just narrow vision of one event. We always have to see that we live on this planet that is tiny little blue dot, and we are still doing the same over and over again. We're still killing each other. There's still violence, there's still hunger on this planet, and we're destroying the planet.
In this exhibition, Abramovic's work will be displayed through recordings, but 4 of her previous performances will be recreated by artists trained by Abramovic herself, the next generation.
Does that take away from the power that you feel when you perform?
But what is your solution? One day I die, one day you die, and then what we do? We have to have some kind of recording of the past, what really happened. You know, first of all, Artist is Present is unique video installation because we are recording 1,560 people who are looking at me in real time, and I'm looking at them in real time. And then a part of that, you know, recording, which is so honest because we don't kind of edit it at all, is living elements in this show. We're having 42 re-performance people who are performing my pieces also in real time. And there you can see this work through their story, through their charisma, through their involvement and their energy. And that's all I can do because I can't be there forever.
So you feel, well, optimistic about the future of performance art?
Oh, totally. I think performance art is like phoenix. It's always coming out of its own ashes. If you think about pyramid of art, first of all, music is the most immaterial, and then come performance. This kind of direct energy, dialogue is unbeatable.
Marina Abramovic, thank you very much.
Thank you.